In the first lecture on Poisson bracket, you have seen the definition of Poisson bracket and also some of the important properties. Now today we will see the remaining properties of the Poisson bracket. So for your convenience, I have just repeated the important facts which we have actually learnt in the first lecture on Poisson bracket. You have seen how Poisson bracket of two variables are defined. In fact, we have defined in this manner the Poisson bracket of two variables u and v with respect to the conjugate variables q and p in this manner. Poisson bracket of u and v with respect to q and p you have defined like this: summation over k del u by del qk times del v by del pk minus del u by del pk minus del times del v by del qk. And we have seen actually the three properties of this Poisson bracket in the previous lecture. So I have mentioned here all those three properties. But in the first lecture you have seen the proof of these properties. I have mentioned it here directly. So you have seen in the first property of Poisson bracket that the Poisson bracket of two dynamical variables does not obey the law of commutation or commutative law of algebra. It means Poisson bracket of u and v is not equal to Poisson bracket of v and u, but it is equal to minus Poisson bracket of v and u. You have seen. And another property you have seen that Poisson bracket of a dynamical variable u with itself, that is Poisson bracket of u and u is 0. And similarly, in third property we have seen that the Poisson bracket of a dynamical variable u and a constant c, here c is a constant, also vanishes. So all these three properties we have discussed in the first lecture on Poisson bracket. Now we will see the remaining property in this lecture. So see the fourth property of this Poisson bracket. In fact, the fourth property of Poisson bracket is that the Poisson bracket obeys the distributive law of algebra. It does not obey the commutative law of algebra, but it obeys the distributive law of algebra. What does it mean? It means if you define the Poisson bracket of a dynamical variable u and another dynamical variable v plus w, then this Poisson bracket will be equal to Poisson bracket of u and v plus Poisson bracket of u and w. See this property. Or if you want to define the Poisson bracket of u plus v and w, then what will be that? That will be Poisson bracket of u and w, see here, and plus Poisson bracket of v and w. Now let us try to prove this starting with the very basic definition of Poisson bracket. You can easily prove it. So let us see. Poisson bracket of u and v plus w. Let us say at the base q and p. So you know from the definition of Poisson bracket, this can be written as summation over k and del u by del qk times del. At the place of v here is v plus w. So this will be del v plus w del pk and minus del u by del pk times del v plus w by del qk. This is just definition of Poisson bracket. Now let us simplify the RHS of this equation. This is summation over k. Now see here. This is del u by del qk, and this second factor will be what? This will be del v by del pk plus del w by del pk and minus del u by del pk, see this step, and times del v by del qk plus del w by del qk. Now let us simplify the RHS a little bit. You can see we can write this del u by del qk times del v by del pk and minus del u by del pk times del v by del qk. We select this term and this term first. See. So, therefore, Poisson bracket of u and v plus w with respect to the conjugate variables qp. What will be this? You can write summation over k. See, the first term, see here, this is del u by del qk times del v by del pk, del v by del pk and minus, now select this term, this will be del u by del pk times del v by del qk, del v by del qk, and plus summation over k. Now select this term, del u by del qk times del w by del pk. So this is del u by del qk times del w by del pk. And see, now see this term. This is minus del u by del pk times del w by del qk. So this is minus del u by del pk times del w by del qk. Now, according to definition of Poisson bracket, you can easily recognize what is this and what is this. Can you say? Definitely you can say that this first term is nothing. This is simply the Poisson bracket of u and v with respect to q and p, and plus, what is this second term? This is Poisson bracket of u and w at the same base. So this is Poisson bracket of u and w with respect to q and p. Now see this property which I have mentioned here. So you can see that this property has been proved. In the similar manner, if you try to prove this property which I have mentioned here, you can do it and try yourself and you can prove this. Now let us see the fifth property of this Poisson bracket. Property 5. In fact, this fifth property is also just a distributive property, and you can say according to this property, Poisson bracket of u and v times w, this is equal to, in fact, v times Poisson bracket of U and W plus Poisson bracket of U and V times W. This is a very important property of the Poisson bracket. Whenever you have to find the Poisson bracket of a dynamical variable with the product of two dynamical variables, then we utilize this very property. Now again, by using the basic definition of Poisson bracket of two variables, we can prove this result easily. So let us see how we can prove it. So let us start with the LHS and try to obtain the RHS. So Poisson bracket of U and V times W at the base Q and P. From the definition you can say this will be summation over K and del U by del QK times del PK VW. Here actually at the place of second function or second variable there is a product of V and W, and minus del U by del PK, remember the definition, times del QK VW. Now let us simplify the RHS of this equation. You can see this is del U by del QK, and here there is a partial derivative of function of product of two functions. So you can use the rule of differentiation of product of two functions here, and this will be what? This is V del W by del PK plus W del V by del PK and minus, now see this second term, del U by del PK, and now we will differentiate this product of V and W with respect to QK. So this will be V del W by del QK and plus W del V by del QK. Now see the simple algebra here. In fact, in this term V is present, in this term also V is present. So we can associate these two terms taking this V as a common factor. And so you can see this will be summation over K. Sorry, write here first of all V, because V has no relation to the sign of summation. So you may write this V outside of the sign of summation. So V times del U by del QK. See here, I am writing this term, taking this V outside of the sign of summation, times del W by del PK. And now write this term, see here, which I am underlining. Now like this, V has been taken outside and here is minus sign, so write here minus, and this will be del U by del PK times del W by del QK, del W by del QK. Now we will take into account these two terms which I am just crossing. See these two terms which I have crossed. So you can see in the first cross term there W is present, in the second cross term again W is present. So you can take this W as a common factor outside of the sign of summation, and now associate these two terms. Here actually there will be del U by del QK times del V by del PK. So this is del U by del QK times del V by del PK, and minus see here, now this and this you have to see, del U by del PK times del V by del QK. Now remember the definition of Poisson bracket. You can easily say that this first term summation over K this much. This is nothing, this is simply the Poisson bracket of U and W, and the second term is simply the Poisson bracket of U and V. So this will be V Poisson bracket of U and W with respect to Q and P, and plus the second term W times Poisson bracket of U and V with respect to Q and P. So see the property here. In fact, this W may be written in front or in backward side. There is no difference. So this property has been proved, which I have mentioned earlier. So Poisson bracket of U and V W at the base Q and P is equal to this much. So you can see this property is easily proved. Since if you know the definition of Poisson bracket, you can easily prove all of the properties. Now this was actually property number 5. Now let us see the another property number 6. Property 6. The sixth property, we say that if you try to find the Poisson bracket of variable Qi and Qj at the base Q and P, then this is equal to Poisson bracket of this will be equal to 0, and this is also equal to Poisson bracket of Pi and Pj at the base Q and P. See this property. This is a very important property, and from the definition of Poisson bracket you can easily prove it easily. So you can see here. See, let us start to find the value of this Poisson bracket. Poisson bracket of Qi and Qj with respect to the variables Qp. From definition, you know this will be summation over K. Here at the place of U there is Qi, at the place of V there is Qj. So you will write del Qi by del Qk times del Qj times del Pk, and minus del Qi by del Pk, this is just definition, times del Qj by del Qk, you know from the definition of Poisson bracket. So see here, as Q and P you know are independent variables, and therefore since Qi or Qj is not a function of Pk because Q and P are independent variables, so you can say that as Qi or Qj is not a function of Pk. Therefore, what will happen? Since Qj is not a function of Pk, so you can say that this del Qj by del Pk, this will be 0. And again you know that this Qj is also not Qi is also not a function of Pk. So this del Qi by del Pk is also 0. It means this term is 0 and this term is 0, so whole of the result in RHS will be 0. And therefore you can say that Poisson bracket of Qi and Qj at the base Q and P is equal to 0. In fact, in similar manner, you can prove this property that Poisson bracket of Pi and Pj at the same base will be also 0. I am not proving it. It is just left for you as a homework. You should try it and you will get the result. So similarly, you can say Poisson bracket of Pi and Pj with respect to Q and P will be equal to 0. Try to prove this result yourself. Now let us see the next property of the Poisson bracket. Property 7. Actually, this is also a very important property. According to this property, the Poisson bracket of Qi and Pi, this is equal to delta Qi and not Pi but Pj say. The Poisson bracket of Qi and Pj, not Pi. Qi and Pj. This is equal to delta Ij. Do you know what is this delta Ij? You know this is called Kronecker delta. Kronecker delta. And you have seen the property of Kronecker delta several times. Particularly in tensor analysis, I have discussed this Kronecker delta in very detail. And you know this Kronecker delta is equal to 0 when if I is not equal to j. But this will be equal to 1 when if I is equal to j. It means this Poisson bracket of Qi and Pj will be equal to 0 if I and j are different. But if I and j will be same, then this Poisson bracket of Qi and Pj will be equal to 1. So now let us try to prove this important property. Again, starting with the definition of Poisson bracket. So let us start with the definition. Poisson bracket of Qi and Pj with respect to Q and P. You know this is summation over K del Qi by del Qk from definition and del Pj by del pk and minus del qi by del pk and del pj by del qk. This is just definition of Poisson bracket. But now let us see. Del qi by del pk. Del qi by del pk. See it here. Del qi by del pk. This is 0. You have seen in the previous property that this qi and qj are not a function of pk. Similarly, here you can say that this qi is not a function of pk. So this del qi by del pk will be equal to 0. And similarly, pj is also not a function of qk. So this second term will be also 0. So del pj by del qk, this is also 0. So the second term inside this bracket is 0, and therefore you can write Poisson bracket of qi and pj with respect to q and p. This will be simply summation over k del qi by del qk times del pj by del pk. Now remember the definition of Kronecker delta, which we have not studied in classical mechanics. But when I have started the tensor analysis in mathematical physics, then you have seen in the basic fundamental the detailed analysis of Kronecker delta, and you have seen that Kronecker delta here denoted by this symbol delta ij was defined like this: del xi by del xj. Here actually at the place of coordinates there are actually qi and qi and qk and pj and pk. So according to definition of Kronecker delta, you can say that this del qi by del qk is what? This is actually Kronecker delta ik. And similarly, del pj by del pk, this is also Kronecker delta jk. Kronecker delta jk. So you can see, if you will replace these quantities by the symbol of Kronecker delta, then what will be your result? You can easily see here. So therefore we can write the Poisson bracket of qi and pj with respect to the canonical variables qp equal to summation delta ik times delta jk. Delta ik times delta jk. And actually summation over k. This will be equal to delta ij, because here this summation is implied with respect to k, so this is summed over, and this product delta ik times delta jk will be simply equal to delta ij. This is just a property of the Kronecker delta, and you know this will be equal to 0 when I is not equal to j, and this is equal to 1 if I is equal to j. So you have seen that the Poisson bracket of Qi and Pj is equal to the Kronecker delta Ij, and so it may be either 0 or it may be equal to 1. So these are the important properties of the Poisson bracket. Now we will see the dynamics of this Poisson bracket in the forthcoming lecture.